Hello! Okay, so if you saw my bathroom makeover video, you'll know that I got super stuck when it came to the grout on the floor. So in this video, I am going to be regrouting my bathroom floor tiles. What I'm going to be doing is shaving down some of the existing grout. I'm going to be creating an ice creamy type paste solution with the grout and then applying that to the bathroom floor. So if you want to see how I go taking the grout from brown and dirty and gross to pristine white, then stick around. It is time to attempt to re-grout the bathroom floor. So if you saw my bathroom video, you would have seen that I did attempt to whiten the grout with this grout stain whitener, but this was the result. The patchiest, shittiest looking grout you ever did see. Just to give you a really good idea of before, I don't know if the grout is intentionally grey or if just over time it's become grey. Either way, I hate it and I think it looks really, really dirty and old. So of course, I went to the hardware store and bought some supplies. Firstly, I have flexible white grout. Next is my little grout float, which is just sort of like a piece of foam on the bottom that you use to spread the grout. I've got a grout saw, which is used to sort of saw off the old grout that exists, saw it down a little bit so that you can fit a couple mil of the new grout on top. And then I have a sponge to wipe over the tiles when the new grout has been applied. To start with, I'm taking my grout saw and I'm filing down about 2 to 3 mil of the old existing grey grout. So I'm pressing pretty firmly and just rubbing up and down. So I'm just gonna work in little sections and then I'll vacuum up as I go. I'm also making sure I don't go too deep with this because I don't want to disturb the waterproofing membrane that's beneath the floor tiles. So I just finished shaving down 2 to 3 mil of the existing grout. So that took me about 3.5 hours. So the next step for tomorrow is to add my new grout. I was also really careful not to impact the silicone that's around the edge of the toilet. Again, I don't want any waterproofing or whatever issues come with messing with that. So I did the best I could around the toilet. Time to measure out my grout into my yogurt container. So I bought 1.5 kilos, but I'm only going to start by doing half. So the instructions say the amount of water for 1.5, so I've just divided that by 2. So I'm going to measure out 750 grams of the grout, so like the loose powder, and then add roughly 157.5 ml of water. But I'll just gradually add it to get a nice toothpaste consistency created. I have this really old school weighing scale that my nan very kindly gave me. She has an electronic one, like the rest of the world. Now I'm just measuring out 157.5 ml of water. Now I'm adding my water to my grout, and then I will mix it up into a toothpaste consistency, apparently. So I may not add all of it initially, just in case. Can always add more. Okay, and I have a nice toothpaste pasty consistency. Okay, so I've developed a bit of a weird technique. So I basically just take a bit of grout and smush it into the gap between the tiles, because I found when I was putting this directly onto my grout float, I was wasting a lot of grout, and yeah, there's really no need for that. So yeah, apply it with my hands. Once I have smushed in my grout, I then grab my grout float and I press diagonally. I'm kind of like wiping diagonally to get it nice and deep in this gap. I'll just add more where I need to and then move on. It's kind of hard to know which direction to do it so that I don't take too much of the grout out. I'm trying to use all the different angles of the grout float to get my desired finish. And then I'm just working in sections at the moment, so I'll do a couple of rows of this, wait sort of 10 minutes, and then wipe over it with a damp sponge. So after waiting about 10 minutes, I'm just taking my lightly damp sponge and wiping over the tiles so that the grout doesn't stick to them. I might have to repeat this process a few times just because there's quite a bit of residue on the tiles. Okay, and I am on the final little stretch of tiles. So yeah, it's been a bit of a mission, I will say. It took me a while to get my technique right. And then my first batch of grout that I mixed up went hard. So I mixed up a bit more grout, got the consistency a bit more toothpastey, so got it a little bit runnier. So it's been much easier to work with. So I will do the same as I've been doing, just apply this in the cracks, then diagonally use my grout float to make sure it's all even and not coming over the top of the tile. And then I will use my sponge to get any grout off of the tiles. I'm just going to wait 30 minutes and then do another wipe over of the floor with my sponge. So there is still a film on the tiles, even though I've wiped them many times already, but I'm wary of not disrupting the grout and letting it set. So yeah, I'll give it a little bit of time, do another once over, and then maybe do a once or twice over again tomorrow. So the grout needs 24 hours to dry, and then I will show you the final results. Because it took me so long to get my technique right, this did take me about, I think it was 5 or 6 hours, but as soon as I had the technique and the consistency correct, I was totally fine and things got a lot faster. Okay, so 24 hours has passed, and here are the results. re-grouting of my bathroom floor all done. I hope you liked my very unique method that I developed for regrouting the bathroom tiles. Let me know what you think, and I shall see you in the next video.